Okay, Titan owners, I'm going to explain this with a video. That way you don't have to read my novel that I wrote. I make it a little easier. So, here is the kit. It's currently running right now on natural gas. So, this is the reducer. The high pressure fuel lines, as you can see here, come in from the tank in the back into this reducer. And this reducer reduces the pressure down to about 20 to 40 psi. You see there's the gauge here. It's running about 2,000 psi right now, so about 3/4 of the tank. For here, I have a low pressure fuel line that runs through a filter. It filters out any impurities in the natural gas. So pretty much just like a gasoline filter would. From there, we go to our injectors. So each injector, there's 4 injectors per bank, and there's an injector per cylinder. And the way that this works is back here you can see this ECU, the wiring harness that comes out. Different sensors that connect to the vehicle, as well as the tone sensor has a map sensor that reads the pressure from the intake. It reads the pressure from the rails to map the CNG pressure. And it reads the RPM from the vehicle. Let's see, what else does it read? Well, mainly what it does is it intercepts the gasoline injector fuel signal. So you have 2 wires that's going into your injector. Your gasoline injectors here. One of them's a pulse width signal that tells your injector to open and close. So the kit actually comes off, splits off the factory, you can't see it, but the factory wiring harness, and solder in and receive those pulse width signals coming from the ECU. They run through this ECU, and while running on CNG, that's recalculated and sent back to these injectors. And these injectors tell how much, or the computer company's injectors, how much natural gas to inject into the intake. You see my intake here. I've got here's the gasoline injector, here is the nipple for the CNG injector that is injecting the natural gas in right now. So there's actually a lot that's going on in here in this little computer, and it comes with, or the installers actually use a Windows-based software to look at all the different parameters of the vehicle, look at your oxygen sensor readings, and they actually tune it so when you're running on CNG, you have a perfect stoichiometric ratio or fuel air ratio. That way, you're not going to burn your caps, you're not going to ruin your valves, you're going to pass emissions. You'll actually, when you go through the emissions test, you will actually have better emissions while running on CNG than gasoline. So I've actually tested that, went to a station, and everything passed with flying colors. So let's go into the vehicle here. So, right here is the switch. On the switch there, you can see these 3 LED lights. Let me back up so you can see a little better. The 3 LED lights are the fuel level. So, like I said, I have about 3/4 of a tank. There's also this button here. When you push this button, you can't really hear it, but it's switched back to gasoline. You can barely even tell. So you really don't even notice it. If there's any issues with the kit, there's a built-in little check engine light here, and then it stores any malfunctions in the software, so you can go in and read them with the laptop. So I'm going to switch it back. So now I'm running on CNG. Now this can be switched back and forth at any time while running the vehicle. I can be going 80 miles down the freeway. I can be pulling a boat. It doesn't really matter. It's set up to seamlessly shut off each injector one at a time and turn on the gasoline injector simultaneously, so you really don't even feel it, notice it, or hear it. So let's show you my tanks real quick. Those are the tanks back there. Sorry, I got a lot of junk in here. So those, I got 2 of them. They hold about 16 gallons. Usually you get up to 18 gallons in them. They go about 200, typically go about 260 miles if I were just driving down the freeway. Get the same gas mileage. Nothing really changes. The power is about the same. The drivability feels the same on gasoline. You feel a slight power loss, and that's about it. And other than that, you know, as you can see, I don't have a check engine light. I do have a low fuel light because I never put gasoline in this thing. I'm always running on natural. It's way cheaper, and I have my stupid tire pressure monitor. But that's it. So, you know, the system works great. And let me know if you have any questions.